Thank you. Police have so far only held one man, a 32-year-old from the Czech Republic, who was bailed by a judge on January the 10th. Today, Spanish authorities confirmed 3 separate arrest warrants were now out for the individual suspected of carrying out the killing. The warrants were issued by a judge at the court on the request of prosecutors. An official at the Valencian Community High Court said this afternoon the magistrates heading up the Court of Instruction No. 2 in Torrevieja, following receipts of a report from the Public Prosecution Service, has today issued 3 orders against the alleged material author of the death of a British citizen, whose body was discovered in the Rojales area. The suspect's whereabouts is currently unknown, but we are working on it. The 3 court orders are international search and arrest warrants, a European arrest warrant, and a national search and arrest warrant. So, yeah, 100% secret account. So what they are saying is whether he's in Europe, whether he's gone further afield, no matter where he is, we have warrants in place to search wherever he is and bring him in. So he cannot be anywhere in the world right now where they can't touch him. And what people don't realise, I think sometimes, is once you are handed that warrant, you have the power in your hands to start putting out wanted posters, to start putting Johnny on the news, to literally be able to track and trace and do a million things to find him. And I imagine with this news, by Friday we'll be hearing he's in cuffs, because they have announced and shown their hands, which means they are telling us we're on our way. Now, in my opinion, they have some idea of where Johnny is. Now, they're not going to put that out today, but they have gone to the judge with information in order to get the warrants, which they didn't have before. Which means not only do they have statements to claim that he has shot John George, and I know of at least 3 people who have voice notes from Johnny to say he killed John George. I'll be very honest about that. He has told the most unlikely of people on the same day he did it, I've just done this. And we also know that Dawn flew out to Alicante with her father, Johnny's grandfather, to help them cover up the crime. Very quickly, they got boarding passes to head out there. And they knew why they were going there. And she knew when she got on that flight that John George was dead. She wasn't going out there. He was bragging, yes. And some of the people, at least one of the people he phoned to tell, was a friend of John George's who had beef with Johnny. So I don't know if he's told him to gloat or to kind of say, look what I've done, but he has made the most ridiculous mistakes in what he's done. And I can't understand why he's done that. So my dog is asleep on the kitchen floor next to me. It could be in the warm front room. It absolutely... Justice on the way of even receiving money from his mum, because they're going to be on her bank accounts. They're going to know what money's being moved where. They've already shut down the Monzos, everything else. He's going to literally be left with absolutely nothing. And the stupidest thing that him and Madison are very moment, and you only have to catch one to, or be looking into kind of the phone records, etc. And as soon as she takes one call from Johnny, who is now a wanted man, she is breaking the law, because she is actually assisting and aiding a fugitive from justice. So it's going to be, there's loads of paper trails, and people have to understand that you, I'm going to read the rest of it now. 1, 2, they're coming for you. 3, 4, you're going to come through your door. 5, 6. In prison, you'll be telling tricks. Yeah. Campaign to aid a search, voicing concerns he'd been the victim of a crime. John's brother Darren travelled to Alicante to help search with their partners Billy and Sharon and sisters Courtney and Caitlin, along with 50 friends and wider family from Northern Ireland. Members of the K9 search team took into that his decomposing body was found on January the 7th, hidden under overgrown lemon trees. A man was arrested the same day on suspicion of homicide and was hauled to court on January the 10th after nearly 72 hours in police custody. He told the judge he was being scapegoated because John's family had named him on social media as a suspect, and that's false. Johnny and Madison put your name, Michael Malley, all over social media. John's family didn't even know who you were. They didn't even know who you were or what nationality you were from. So actually it was your co-conspirators who put your name out. Rats. His Costa Blanca-based defence lawyer, Manuel Ramon Riveras, also attributed the decision to detain him to his recent friendship with the man he said police were hunting as the alleged perpetrator. And they weren't friends, they were business partners and had been for some time. So that's also false. The lawyer told local media after his release on bail there wasn't a single incriminating piece of evidence against his client and insisted he isn't involved in this. I won't comment. Torre Vecchia's Court of Instruction number 2 confirmed afterwards the judge is currently attributing to him to a crime of homicide as an accomplice or by aiding and abetting the crime. His bail conditions include obligations to sign the court every fortnight and hand his passport in, and he's banned from leaving Spain. At the weekend, John's family said they believed he'd been assassinated in a premeditated killing. Where did they mention a girl? I didn't really mention a girl there, I don't think. They don't. Spanish police don't. Like, I keep saying this to people and people keep saying, well, Madison's not wanted, Johnny's not wanted, they're not saying it. But we still haven't heard Michael Malley's name in the press. Like, all this time later, even when he has been told to come back, when he's been in the police station for 72 hours, they still not named him. They've just said a 32-year-old from Czech Republic. They put a photo of him in the newspapers, but they've still not named him, and the courts definitely haven't named him. They gave information on Malley, and we know that the main perpetrator in this is Johnny. I have spoken to the family today, and it is Johnny. So, this is from the Belfast Telegraph, which are a rag newspaper who put out a lot of shit, including that article they did on Darren the other day, which wasn't even factual. And that's not even Darren's belief, that he had his passport taken off him and then was assassinated. Like, I honestly, like, from what I understand, that's not what Darren believes even to be the case. So they've just kind of written what they wanted to write. Thanks, warrant for... They did quote Darren, and I've spoken to Darren, and they did it the last time as well. 3 arrest warrants, one is international, one's national, one's a search and seize warrant for him. So they've covered all their bases. Well, there will be at least 3 other people arrested in this case. He will be locked up in Spain. It happened in Spain, and they will serve their time in Spain. There has been 3 arrest warrants out. No one's even looking for them. There's nobody wanted. And I've said the Civil Guard operate under a kind of cloak of secrecy. They are not going to put out what they're working on. And it's only, thank you, Karen, it's only when they're at the stage where they're ready to put something out like today, they are going to do that. And that absolutely doesn't mean that they're not getting warrants ready for Madison. It doesn't mean they're not getting warrants ready for Dawn. It doesn't mean there aren't other people involved. But they are not going to show their hand until they've fully got their deck in order. And that's how it happens. And I've said to people before, you're judging this case on UK terms. You're saying, yeah, but I saw this crime once and they put his name out. They said he was wanted and it turned out he was innocent. And I've said it doesn't mean that's how they do it. The Spanish police will never be any different. In every case I've ever covered where somebody